Guy Pacha with the Weekly Pele Report, and today, I don't know, I just feel like laying around watching the clouds. Mars is square Jupiter, you know, and that Mars square Jupiter can be a little lazy sometimes, where you just kind of want to hang. Even though Mars is in Capricorn, it is coming up to join together with Pluto, you know, and the moon is coming around. Right now the moon is in Sag. You know, she's going to come around tomorrow, Thursday, and hit Saturn, trine Uranus, and move into Capricorn on Friday. And then we're going to have a moon, Mars, Pluto conjunction, squaring the Sun, Jupiter, Mercury conjunction over there in Libra. So it's the first quarter square moon, only we've got, as I said, a few other planets involved in there, yeah? It's not just the Sun and the moon. So it's a little more complicated. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that coming up. Then we've got Venus this whole week, basically, but exact on Thursday, conjunct with Black Moon Lilith. She's moving in Scorpio. They'll be at the 16th degree of Scorpio. And, you know, I could talk for, a whole Pele report on Venus conjunct Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. We'll just kind of see what comes up. But the other big thing that, you know, I really want to talk to you about today is that Saturn is squaring the moon's nodes, and this is exact on Friday, but really this is a big, long, huge square with big, long, deep, massive ramifications on our whole evolutionary process. Saturn came up and first kind of squared those nodes back in March. And so this is like a 9-month thing, you know. Saturn transits are like 9-month graduation processes going on. And yeah, Saturn square the nodes. I want to talk to you about that, you know, big time. Other than that, Mercury moves into Libra on Friday, and next Tuesday will be conjunct Jupiter exactly. But like I say, as soon as Mercury comes into Libra, it kind of comes into that conjunction, you know, with Jupiter. And that's why we have a Sun, Mercury, Jupiter conjunction square the Moon, Mars, Pluto. So let me look at the camera here and talk to you about what that means. If the guy stops with the hammering, I'm gonna give it a shot up here. I gotta say that it's been a long time since I have felt so uninspired. I'm looking at these freaking aspects and everything, trying to figure it out, you know. And all I can think is we got this Mars, Pluto in Capricorn, you know, it's Earth. We've got this Sun, you know, Jupiter in air. Mercury's still in Virgo right now, the late degree, and you know, and it's going into Libra. But this is a lot of, you know, Earth and air. And Saturn is over there in Sagittarius in the fire, squaring the moon's nodes and square Neptune. And we've all been going through this Saturn square Neptune, and I've talked about it all year. Okay, it's about depression. Okay, Neptune is infinite love and spirit and divine potential and everything, and Saturn square it has just been put in the damper. Okay, it's like the blanket on the fire, like whoosh, end of illusions, and you know, end of dreams and romance, and get to work, and North Node in Virgo. It's been a tough year, let's face it, man. And what's coming, you know, it's like, yeah, things are going to start picking up like lightning bolts around here when Uranus comes into oppose, you know, with Jupiter and square Pluto. I'll be talking about this for months to come. But right now, Saturn square the nodes, is saying and telling us before we get to that north node, before we come out of Pisces, south node, Neptune, you know, dreams and love and beauty and music and art and, you know, all this gorgeous unity consciousness come out of source into Virgo, into earth, down to earth, manifesting a new paradigm through our, you know, through rolling up our sleeves and getting dirt under our fingernails and making the new paradigm happen. Before we get there, before we do that, before we can really heal ourselves, the planet, you know, come back into a, you know, state of wholeness, purity and perfection and beauty, we've got to do this Saturn in Sagittarius. We've got to deal with all of our belief systems, with all of our thought forms, yes, that are inhibiting, filtering, blocking us, creating judgments, self-judgment, guilt and shame and doubt and separation. We've got to like look at, grow up. Saturn is the force of maturity, okay, you know, evolving through time. And we've got to really, you know, identify and observe, own, and in some ways master, yes, you know, and open up ourselves as channels. Sagittarius is the right brain. Saturn moving through Sagittarius, okay, is just like block, chop, cut off the flow from the right brain to the left brain. You know, like, sorry, no more intuition, no more just magic spells and, you know, high-minded philosophical treaties. No, it's like, it can be very, you know, we can feel very separate, very cut off, very isolated, okay, from our right brain, from our intuition, from our inspiration, from our imagination, and just like feel like, you know, this wound of Chiron and Pisces, abandoned by God and just like stuck down here. And then we've got this Mars Pluto coming through Capricorn. Get a job, get on top, pay the bills, get secure. Where's your financial security? Do you have an IRA, a 401k? You know, are you going to be all right, you know, when when the shit hits the fan, or, you know, the world collapses? Are you, you know, are you safe, solid, and secure? The moon's coming up, you know, for that square now too. And it's just really mundane, man. You know, this is like, you know, have you dotted your I's and crossed your T's and balanced your checkbook and, you know, all this kind of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ah, for me, it's stifling. I want to soar like some bird flying through the air and be a little more carefree, let go of everything, be here now. But like these times, you know, are putting Saturn's pressure, man. Mars, Pluto, I mean, it's not exactly conjunct until next week, but it's building and it's close enough now. And this Mars, Pluto in Capricorn, this is ambition and drive. You know, this is like, you know, candidates vying for office, you know, and this competition and who's more powerful and who's got more, a bigger reputation and a bigger bank account. And, you know, there's all this kind of stuff going on. And through all of this, the only beautiful part is that Saturn's coming up to make a trine to Uranus later on this year. It's going to be awesome. Jupiter's coming up to oppose Uranus, and Uranus is over there in Aries, and this is the interesting thing. When Mercury goes into Libra, all the planets are above from Libra to Pisces until January. So for the rest of this year, it's external, transpersonal evolution through relationship. Uranus is the only one in Aries, the personal signs, Aries through Virgo. And Uranus is rebel, revolt, revolution. You know, it's just like extreme, like get lost and get screwed and I am free and liberated and I'm out of here. So there is this tension. There is this tension between this mundane, you better get it together and keep it together, and you better live in fear, okay, of your, earthly resources evaporating or disappearing. I mean, Saturn, Capricorn, has to do with the root chakra and just physical security. Uranus is over here, the central nervous system opening the third eye, non-attachment, just like, you know what, boom, I'm beyond this, above it, and I'm not gonna like settle for less. I want freedom, independence, sovereignty. It's the future community, the age of Aquarius. It's just like, so the rebel forces are stirring. This is what I'll say. The revolution, okay, is like brewing. And the status quo, the established authorities, are really feeling threatened and wanting to keep the lid on the boiling pot of rice. I just made some rice the other night, and it's like every single time. You put the rice, you put the water, you turn it on, you put the lid on, and what happens, man? It always boils over and makes a huge mess on the stove. Well, the stove is planet Earth. We are the rice. Spirit is the fire. And it's going to be boiling over here, man, coming up. But for now, what we want to try to do is stay in the flow and stay connected. So the mantra for today, because I'm just rambling on, yeah, the mantra for today is, whenever I feel separate, I need to turn myself on, like a light switch that allows the current to flow through me from the divine. We need to stay open. We need to in a way break through the Saturn in Sagittarius. We need to trust our intuition, that we just know what we know without knowing how we know it. We are connected to the sun, to the light, to the divine. We are that light switch, and we have to turn ourselves on. This is the tricky part about what's happening now. With all this stuff in the exterior signs, we can feel like we need somebody else to turn us on, or we need some substance to turn us on, or we need some security or money or job to pull us forward and to make it worthwhile and explain the reason why we're here or whatever. And Uranus in Aries is just saying, you know what? That's backwards. We turn ourselves on through our yoga, through our spiritual practice, through our music, through our art, however. But it's up to each one of us internally to switch ourselves on, to allow that current to flow, to stay open, to love, to unity consciousness, to the source, and then whoosh, our inspiration will continue to flow, and we will bring our visions, what we envision and what we see and what is possible, into manifest reality, into a new paradigm. So it can be tempting with Mars square Jupiter to get a little lazy or a little indulgent or just feel like, oh, just let it go. But Saturn square the nodes is saying, be vigilant. It's time to make changes. It's time to let go of past relationships, of maybe some past dreams, and share our dreams so that we co-create. Yeah, rather than creating little bubbles of isolation for ourselves, we need to communicate. Mercury, Jupiter, Sun with our Libra partners and other people, so that we co-create this future. We're not getting there alone. We got to do this Aquarius community thing. But we can't depend or become codependent on other people, you know, being the authorities or showing us the way. Each one of us has a special gift to offer the community, our particular angle of what's happening. We got it all, and that's what makes it so awesome. So whenever I feel separate, I need to turn myself on like a light switch and let the current flow through me from the divine. Try that on for size. Check it out. I wish you the very best, this week. And I'll talk at you later. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.